Page is my art hero. That's the musical character that kind of like carved the way for me. Heroes to me had that ability to really know how to, like, you know, not only rip your body up but to rip your brain up too, and Jimmy Page is a master of it. You know, you reach a point where waking up with your face in an ashtray, which I've done, and waking up with cigarette butts stuck to your face, where, you know, it gets old. Pre-mortgage youth. You know, when you don't give a fuck, and you know, you don't care about what you're taking, putting in your mouth, and putting in your arm, and you know, you can't be conquered. You're not worried, you know, at that time. I'm still a 15-year-old in my head that, you know, resents order. And when I was a kid, I'd watch the Grammys, you know, the music award shows, and be yelling and screaming at the TV because Barry Manilow would walk away with a Grammy and Led Zeppelin wouldn't even be nominated. And I would say, you know, like, you know, fuck this, what's wrong with these fucking people, you know? And so I still feel that, still the same way. I've never gotten that inner peace of accepting, like, why shit sells so much and why good shit doesn't. There's a time when I probably wanted to get arrested in public. Now I don't think I want that. When the band started in the early 80s, even like the name itself, Masters of Reality, from a Black Sabbath record, was chosen because to piss off the rock intelligentsia. Believe me, Black Sabbath in 1982-83 was not respected like they are right now. I mean, at that moment in time, you know, the hipsters listened to The Cure, Psychedelic Furs, Public Image, you know, DAF, you know, like, it's, you know, the hipster rock intelligentsia. That was fine, you know. I mean, I was into all those bands too, but they're like, I have a problem with every trend that comes along to kind of shed the thing I loved before. came from the desert to rehearse in LA with Queens of the Stone Age. They're in the process of finishing their record. So they have this a lot of work to do on their record before they go on this tour. So we got to rehearse in the same building, which was very convenient. And at the same time, there's they're running in and out of our rehearsal into doing final overdubs for their record, and at the same time finishing up the business side of this tour, which we had 2 crew members drop out this week. A welcome banner is being made for your arrival in Cologne. It will be 10 meters by 25 meters and hung from the spires of the dome. I think he's kidding. I had 60 emails today. You know, like the bus, the T-shirts, the agent, the hotels.
Are you used to those kind of emails?
No, I hate it. I really do hate it. You know, it's I don't like that kind of adrenaline, but I'm in a position to, where you have to. Right now you just forge through it. I don't even really know how long we've been in LA. To tell you the truth, I couldn't tell you whether we've been here a week or 3 days at this point. But today though, actually last night I came to a realization in rehearsal last night that it's gonna be fine. As long as I have a confidence that the band's gonna rock, then that was a big weight off my shoulder. Yesterday's rehearsals kind of gelled. Yeah. Josh Homme, guest guitarist on this short tour. Clown extraordinaire. Look at him. Just fucking look at him. God damn it. Look at him. They played in Kyuss, and I fell in love with Kyuss and recorded Kyuss and slept with Kyuss and ate with Kyuss and was pious with Kyuss. And then they became Queens of the Stone Age, and we're still just fucking around together. That's all we're doing as far as I know. That's all we've been doing for 12 years.
10 years of dancing in a circle.
Yeah.
A small circle. Chasing tails.
And the fucking around still hasn't paid off at all. After 12 years has not paid off. In fact, I'm broker than when I met them.
Essentially, we're all just Goss's trained poodles.
Oh,
No. After all the years of doing this, we've never been on a tour together.
Not many frontmen from bands who like to join other bands to just playing guitar and
Well,
kind
I'd
of
rather
play
be.
fiddle.
I'd rather be a. I don't need to be that front man or anything, you know. I'd rather be a little part of something cool than a big part of something that sucks.
yeah, me too.
And so, the Masters and the Queens both kind of have this floating lineup in order that the priority isn't on one person.
And I think both bands, one of the goals is to be able to combine dumb rock and smart rock and walk a tightrope between the two where, you know, you're never too fucking intellectual where you got your head up your ass being pretentious with it.
Unless it's funny.
Yeah, you know, I've been calling it keeping one foot in the salt, you know, like one foot in the salt of the earth. Like, stay working, man, part of you. You know, and realize why people go see a rock band to begin with. They want fucking rock. And there's another part, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, oh, this sounds like a Paul Klee painting, and you know, then this is like a Bauhaus sounding song, you know. You know, keep the balance, you know. And Jingle Bells, for instance.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
And as a producer, you know, bands and artists sending me demos, and some of it I really like, but it'd be, you know, if it's a heavy blues band, thinking like, what fucking chance does it have to be played anywhere, you know? And then, but if I'll get a demo from someone who has like a pop sensibility, and the radio may not be ready for them at the moment, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe 18 months from now, this concept is gonna like be able to fit in. I got this producer role by like love. Love paid off. When I saw Kyuss play in Hollywood in 1990, there were 5 people there. It was their first LA show. My wife had gotten a demo in the mail, and she would play. My wife, we met in the music business also, and she worked at BMI, the royalty collection company.
Publishing.
Yeah. And so she was my agent at BMI, and make a long story short, we fell in love, and she loved rock music. You know, she loved Masters of Reality. So, and 12 years of happiness so far. And anyway, so she gets this demo from a friend of hers of this new band called Sons of Kyuss. And like, I'm going, wait a minute, this swings. These guys are swinging. And so then we heard they were playing a show at a little club called the Gaslight in LA. And so I went to the show, and I was blown away. They were tuned down to practically a C on their E string. That was unheard. No one had ever tuned down that low in 1990. And they swung like Brant Bjork swinging under those heavy riffs. And there's the key for me, because like, for instance, like back to what we were talking about, like going against the grain of what's out there. In 1990, metal was very staccato. It still is, you know, and Kyuss was fluid. It was yeah, it was like a whip in slow motion. It's like a broken train, you know, but the train is swinging. And that swing is everything, you know what I mean? That's the body rock. When a band plays like that, and you all of a sudden you feel like your spine can you know, you're like an eel.
stereo 5320 US piece.
I met Chris when I was about 17 years old, and we were playing in Los Angeles, and we had met his wife, Cynthia, and I'd never heard of the Masters, and so we met just as two people standing in a room, you know. And Chris and I, it's just grown into, I don't know, it's grown into something. In hindsight, when I think of a 17-year-old kid hanging with a 32-year-old man, it sort of looks strange, but it never felt strange. And we just always had similar likes. We were headed down the same road, but he was ahead of me, so I got to like benefit from the road he had covered already. You know?
It's masturbation. It's like, look at the way I jerk off. Do you like it? Okay, buy it. You know, I mean, really, that's what it boils down to. It like, you know, I mean, I look back on stuff I did. I wish I'd done certain songs differently, and you know, and obviously that, you know, there are some regrets and shit like that. But for the most part, I make a record like I'd like to buy.
Just that line.
Like minds attract, you know. Chris had a delivery that I understood, and he seemed to understand ours. Eased our fears of what we were walking into, because it's so unknown. There's no reference, there's no thing to compare it to, you know. And I think that he did the thing that we needed most, which was say, you're fine, you're going on the right road. And I think that probably had the biggest impact. It's like, okay, cool. You almost need like, can I get an amen from somebody, you know? And Chris gave us the amen.
We hit a note and we laugh. And you know, there's very few musicians. I've probably worked with 3 or 4 or 5 musicians in my lifetime to where a note makes you laugh, or a way a beat comes in makes you laugh. Josh is one of them. Ginger Baker was one of them. Tim Harrington, the original guitarist in Masters of Reality, I had a music relationship with him like that too. They're all redheads too. Weird. You know my style. Telling myself I'd be better off dead. Hung on the line, no sense of time. Stuck in the crack of dawn, wasting your breath. All this for nothing's the one thing I dread. Fading away. Not yet. We go into another.
Oh, so another verse. Okay.
Okay.
Where do you want to take it from?
Top. Spending the day on the roof of the shed, telling myself I'd be better off dead. Hung on the line, no sense of time. Stuck in the crack of dawn, wasting your breath. All this for nothing's the one thing I dread. Fading away in the afternoon sun. No clouds to hide in and nowhere to run. Me and my friends, true to the end. One left to bury and one to offend. Leaving to lie in my sizzling bed. Don't cry for me, 'cause it's all in my head. I was forced into singing. I didn't want to be a singer. I set out to just be a guitarist, and so I ended up doing both of them half-assed. You know, I never became either one, and became like doing a little bit of everything. My first bands when I was young, no one else wanted to sing, so they'd say, "You sing." And I was going like, no, don't, no. And there's no, you sing. And I really didn't want to. I wanted to be, standing back there near the drummer, grooving with the drummer. And I just, year after year, I get bamboozled into it. And here it is like 20 years later, and I'm still fucking singing. Hear it again, fear it again. But don't cry for me, 'cause it's all in my head.
The best way for Chris and I to come together is when we each have our own thing that is like chase your obsession, single-minded, without the message getting diluted. I need to make sure that I know, Chris knows, that I do my own thing. I stretch my wings. This is me. I think it's good to change things up. I really wanted to do this by myself because I heard it, you know, and I didn't want anyone to dilute it, and not that Chris's would be diluting it, but some things you just have to go alone, you know, and I never think of like, well, if Chris is not doing this, will he think that this is, like, I don't have that worry. You know, it's like we both know good and goddamn well that we'll be doing something. And does it really have to be everything? You know, I mean, good friends go and live their lives and then come back and share what's happened and then move together a while and split off. And I think the splitting off is necessary and good for you, you know. What are we supposed to learn together the whole time? It's like a couple that goes everywhere together. They're one person now. That sucks. It's a bummer, you know. It's like two individuals that come together seems like a better bond, you know, because they do it by choice, not out of guilt or like some reaction, you know. I understand that it's not the average relationship, and you know. Fuck with Chris, you're gonna take a fucking fork in the neck, you know? And, yeah, he's one of my best friends in the world. It's a good thing to have.
It's music, and if someone is, has an idea of how to make their art a direction for their art, then they got to go with it, you know. And Josh has to go with it. I go with it with my own shit, you know what I mean. And at the same time, you know, looking for leads, paths on who could perhaps complement it the best. And that's it. It's his baby. I was flattered to be asked to produce the last one, you know. And when this one, he said, yeah, we're gonna be working with Eric Valentine and doing it in LA, and you know, Mark Lanigan's gonna be doing a lot of vocals on the record. I was like, cool, dude, fine, you know, like, make a great record.
Yeah, that was the kind of thing that where you said to yourself, I wish I could be involved with.
Oh yeah, I wish I could. You know, I wish I was there every day with him. It's such a gas to work with him. Yeah, of course I wish I was doing it, but I understand why I'm not. I understand why Josh, like, you know, like wants to do it. You know, they have a different creative atmosphere for this record, and there's something in maybe in Eric's work that's you know, tickling his ear, that where he thinks he can, you know, grab something from Eric Valentine to help complement Queens of the Stone Age. she got her dress on. She got me when she got her dress on. She got me when she looked fine, but she got her dress on. She got me, she got down, she got her dress on. She got me when she got her dress on. Got it on. She got me when she got her dress on. She got me when she got her dress on. She got me when she looked fine. Now she gets it all the time. She got me when she got her dress on. She got me when she got her dress on. Got it on, yeah. Next time. Thank you.
I'm known for making music that it's very well respected, but doesn't sell millions of records. But at the same time, there seems to be some kind of quality in it that is intriguing to some people. I'm coming to grips with not trying to find my fucking happiness in an artistic award. You know, like, here's your Grammy. Life's short, man. It's only 70 miserable fucking years, really. So, I mean, big deal. To be honest, I really don't give a shit. I'm fine right now with the way shit is. I'm a weirdo, and I go against the grain. So why should I get rewarded, you know, like, other than my own self-reward? Major Lance, have you forgotten where the beauty lies? Major Lance, have you forgotten where the beauty lies? Amongst all things, between all things, is where the beauty lies. Amongst all things, between all things, is where the beauty lies. And that it'll never sell.